Hi everybody, when Ross of Tatooine Times had asked me if I would like to collaborate, be part of their Women of Star Wars series, I was super eager and super excited to be part of that. So I hope you enjoy the interview that he did with me. I hope you enjoy the other content they put out. It's incredible. But when he approached me, he asked me if I could create a video of my process. And actually at the time I had been working on a Topps and Lucasfilms Women of Star Wars sketch cards. And so at this point I had already kind of started. So you're kind of seeing the portrait part of my process. I usually draw all the pencil sketches out first and then do the backgrounds and then go into the portraits. So this Ahsoka time-lapse you're about to watch is a little bit, in the first quarter of work is already done. If you want to stick around till the end of the video, I'll be answering some questions about what it's like to be a sketch card artist, how I got into the business, and just frequently asked questions that artists usually approach me with. So stick around till the end of the video. Thank you. So the number one question I get asked is, how do I become a sketch card artist? And my advice and how I got into the job was I started doing my research. I looked at the companies and the fandoms or the licenses that these companies held and started to apply. Most of the companies have a careers or job an open job posting on their website. So if you go to Topps, if you go to Upper Deck and you look under careers or jobs, you'll find those postings and you can actually apply for it like a normal job. I built up my portfolio and I sent them samples of my work. So I really reached out, and even after I got the job with Topps, I wasn't immediately put on a Star Wars set. I worked a lot on Walking Dead. I did some for Stranger Things, and I was just nonstop, incessant, in their ear, sending them samples of my work, saying I am available for Star Wars. If you have any opening, if you need another artist for Star Wars, choose me, pick me. Here's the sample of my work. So I was a noisy wheel, so to speak. Another question is like, what's my process? So I kind of mentioned this at the beginning. Usually I get anywhere from like 30 to 100 different cards, depending on the contract and what I have time to do. So I'll get all the blank cards. I sketch everything out in pencil first. Then I work on I batch them by color, like the background. So if they all have like blue backgrounds, I'll do all the blue backgrounds first. If they have all the green, you know, and so on. So I do all the backgrounds. Then I, like in the case of Star Wars, I separate them all by skin tone. So, you know, you've got your blue skins and you've got your, you know, peach tones or like more neutral, like natural skin tones. You've got like greens and whatnot. So I will batch them out and I will do most of the skin tones. Then I'll go in and add all the details in. So in the sense of what you just watched in Ahsoka, that was kind of an odd, like one-off. I don't usually do them one at a time. I just did that one for you to be able to see how much I work into like the colors and colored pencils and building up layers. If I had one piece of advice for artists, it would be to like just share and do, even if you're not the most proud of some things, because sometimes I share stuff that is just like an in progress piece that I'm not crazy about, or something that I finished that I'm just not super happy with. But sometimes when I put it out there, I'll get, you know, criticisms, or I'll get critiques, or also like praise for certain things that I didn't necessarily see the first time through, or like when I was finished. So I try to put it all out there, good and bad. And I try to be pretty open to criticisms and critiques. I try to be open to praise and like take everything with a grain of salt. But I think it's a good sounding board as long as you can like distance yourself from it to a certain extent. I think me sharing everything online, I think I've learned a lot and I've gotten a lot better in the last, I don't know, like 5 or so years, just by live streaming and you know, putting it on social media. I learn a lot about what my strengths and weaknesses are and can fix them and improve. So I would say don't get too caught up in the worrying about how it's going to be received, and, you know, learn from what you can and whether it's good or bad. My last piece of advice would be to constantly be practicing, learning. I think that I sometimes draw and doodle. I try to study things in different types of art that I've not spent too much time with before. I think that I can learn something from just about anybody. So I'm always learning. I don't think I'm ever going to reach I don't think I can reach perfection, but I can keep working towards it. And I think when you start to stagnate is when maybe you start to get a little bit disheartened with art or with your hobby. So I think that by pushing yourself and always learning, you will never lose interest in your craft.